dignitaries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, past presidents of the Institute, the current president of these institutes, council members, we have gathered here today to acknowledge and applaud those organizations whose corporate reports for the year 2022 have won the Best Corporate Report Awards. A very warm welcome to you all. We will start the proceedings straight away, and I would request Mr. Kamran Hashmi to come to the lectern and recite from the Holy Quran. Mr. Hashmi is a fellow member of ICMA and is the CFO of the Institute of Bankers of Pakistan. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kamran Hashmi.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب المشرقين ورب المغربين فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان مرج البحرين يلتقيان بينهما برزخ لا يبغيان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان يخرج منهما اللؤلؤ والمرجان فبأي آلاء ربكما تكذبان तर्जुमा मैं अल्लाह ताला की पनाह में आता हूँ शैतान मरदूद से अल्लाह के नाम से शुरू जो बहुत मेहरबान और रहम वाला है। दोनों मशरिक़ों और दोनों मग़रिब सबका मालिक व परवरदिगार वही है। बस ए जिन और इंस तुम अपने रब की कौन कौन सी नेमतों को झुटलाओगे। दो समंदरों को उसने छोड़ दिया कि बाहम मिल जाएं, फिर भी उनके दरमियान एक पर्दा हाइल है जिससे वो तजावुज़ नहीं करते। बस ए जिन और इंस तुम अपने परवरदिगार की कौन कौन सी नेमतों को झुटलाओगे। इन समंदरों से मोती और मरजान निकलते हैं। बस ए जिन और इंस तुम अपने परवरदिगार की कौन कौन सी नेमतों को झुटलाओगे। सदक़ल्लाहुल अज़ीम व सदक़ रसूलिहिल करीम।
Jazakallah. A couple of administrative points. A minor modification in today's program. Thanks to Mr. Surya's generosity, we'll be having dinner and not high tea at the conclusion of the program. Therefore, please inform your better halves about this development. I must also acknowledge the change of venue from a rented hotel to our own premises. This symbolic gesture sends a strong message. Our nation is facing a severe financial crunch. We should act as role models. Every rupee that can be saved must be saved. In our case, the money saved would be utilized for the professional development of our students and members and for the benefit of our profession. Ladies and gentlemen, accounting literature is full of criticism about the accounting and accounting reports. Warren Buffett states that accounting is the language of business and it is an imperfect language. Charles Scott claims that creativity is great, but not in accounting. To Henry Ford, the two most important things in any company do not appear in its balance sheet, namely its reputation and its people. ICAP and ICMAP launched the Best Corporate Report Awards just over 2 decades ago. Promote excellence, improve corporate reporting disclosures, and encourage companies to present timely, accurate, informative, and well-presented annual reports for the stakeholders. Annual reports of the participating companies are judged through a transparent evaluation process based on the criteria known to the participating companies in advance. The evaluation criteria are reviewed regularly to ensure that they align with international best practices. The key additions made in the BCR evaluation criteria for 2022 are as follows. The addition of new disclosures on IT governance and cybersecurity and enterprise resource planning, and specific disclosures related to banks, insurance companies, and exploration and production companies. 12 years ago, the Sustainability Report Award was initiated to promote responsible reporting by entities covering the economic, environmental, and social performance of the business. Not-for-profit organizations also compete for the award, but under a different set of criteria. Ladies and gentlemen, both ICAP and ICMA are fortunate to have two distinguished professionals as the leaders. It is now time to hear from our worthy presidents who have been a source of inspiration and guidance to us and benefit from the sagacity. First invite Mr. M. Ali Latif, President of ICAP. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. M. Ali Latif.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My dear ICAP members, my colleagues from various organizations, our guest of honor, Mr. Akif Saab, our special guest, Mr. Ehsan Saab and Mr. Khalid Saab, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I feel honored to be in the presence of all of you because I just learned that you have wives at home waiting for you at dinner. So this is something of a great achievement if their wives eat dinner with you and they don't eat dinner without you. But I doubt so that is the case. So they will be enjoying the dinner among the professionals. And thank you for the generosity of Rahim Surya Saab. And I would officially like you to welcome to the Best Corporate and Sustainability Report Awards. These awards stand as a commitment of excellence to not only our institute, but the Institute of Cost and Management Accountants of Pakistan. And both have taken this important task of recognizing and rewarding this outstanding corporate reporting practices. These awards were initiated in 2000 and the Best Corporate Reports Award, and which have now been converted into the Corporate and Sustainability Reporting Award. They have served as a beacon for companies in Pakistan, inspiring them to adopt the highest level of transparency, accountability, and governance. This competition plays a pivotal role in driving the positive change in the quality and content of annual reports submitted by companies across the various sectors. And most of you don't know, but these are actually a source of guidance for a lot of our students as well. Because whenever these students are at their final stage of examination and they need to refer to their practices or they need to refer to the disclosures, they always see which are the companies that have won their awards. And myself has gone through this testament that, for example, when I was a student, I always used to see which are the companies that have won their awards, and we used to go to stock exchange ourselves, get those annual reports, so this can help them in our studies. So you are also doing a great service to the nation as well. And in today's the dynamic business landscape, the sustainability reporting has also emerged as a critical component of the corporate reporting. It is now heartening to note that the companies are moving ahead with sustainability practices and ensuring that these are covered in the reporting frameworks. As all of you know, that the recent issuance of the Internationally Sustainable Standards Board's two sustainable standards have been made, which are necessary as disclosure standards. That is IFRS S1 and IFRS S2. And these will demonstrate that it was actually the demand of the investors that has led to these sustainable standards. I'm delighted to inform you that we have the presence of Mr. Akif among us, Chairman SECP, a man who is held in the highest esteem by all professionals, and a person who I myself know as the most highest level of integrity. And coming in, and he'll be supporting us today and partnering with SECP in organizing this event, and we will be creating awareness about the sustainability standards through this award as well. This BCR competition that we have initiated has brought about tremendous changes in improving the overall presentation. And we as accountants who are mostly behind the desks, for us this is nothing short of actually the awards the film stars get. The reason is we are always behind our desk and don't come to the forefront, but whenever in a company you do, this is the only place you can highlight your achievements and come on the global stage as well. If your company is the one who's winning the award, apart from everything else, it is you as CFOs, as the preparer of these financial statements, it is actually your day that we are celebrating. Otherwise, you are back at the rest of the desk for the whole year. This is something to be a night to be much more enjoyable. And I agree with Ahmed Saisab, but sir, we will be opening our hearts as well as our pockets in future. And we will be trying to change this format a bit, and we will be, apart from coming to our own institute as well, but we are going to change the format and make it a bit more enjoyable for them, make it a wholesome night. We will even have a musical night if everybody agrees. The idea is to celebrate your achievements, make you feel special for doing all this hard work and the late sitting that has gone through these disclosures. And the way you ensure and take into account all the previous award-winning companies, you try to ensure that you not only see them as a benchmark, but you try to exceed them. We understand how much hard work has gone into it, and we really want to celebrate your achievement. No doubt it is the achievement of your company, but technically it's your achievement as CFOs that we need to actually share with all of you, and we will try to ensure that we try to enhance this and make it this a more lively program as well. I also extend my sincere appreciation to all the companies who have participated this year, and you dedicated to delivering transparent and informative annual reports, which is no doubt a testament to the commitment of your upholding the stakeholders' interest. To the winners, I offer my heartiest congratulations. And apart from this, I also want to acknowledge the diligent efforts of the evaluation committee, President Surya Saab, and the whole organizing team for their meticulous evaluation process and the seamless execution of this event. My other president, Shahzad Saab, who's president of ICMAP as well, thank you, sir, for this support as well. And in conclusion, I wish all the departments the very best in their future reporting endeavors, and I hope that this event will inspire a new wave of excellence to corporate reporting all across Pakistan. And those who have not won today, you shouldn't take this to heart. Probably the evaluation committee did its best, and just know that you will be learning something new here from the other companies, and soon we will be seeing you in the winners list as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. President. When now I request Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik, President of ICMAP, to please come to the lectern and speak to the audience. Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik.
Thank you, Isab. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Chairman SCCP, Mr. Akif Saeed, Ishfaq Ahmed Tola Saab, President ICAP, member of the both institutes, ICMA Pakistan, ICAP, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good evening. I thank you all of you for joining us today for prestigious BCSRA 2022 organized jointly by CA Pakistan and ICMA Pakistan. I'm truly honored to hear and extend my warmest greetings to all the esteemed guests, industry leaders, and participants who have contributed to the success of this event. To begin, I would like to give an audience brief overview of ICMA Pakistan. This institute has a history of more than 7 decades. Dating back to 1951, ICMA has evolved through various phases, got the status of CMA Act from Parliament in 1966, and finally transforming into ICMA Pakistan. Throughout this journey, ICMA has expanded globally, going beyond national boundaries. Building upon our global outreach, it's crucial and highlight our recent accomplishment. In March, ICMA organized a highly successful International Convention of Accountants in Bourbon, Murray, graced by the esteemed presence of Madam Asma Rismogi, President of IFAC, International Federation of Accountants. This event marked a significant milestone in our international endeavors, and we give the soft image of our country internationally. ICMA is a founder member of IFAC, CAPA, SAFA, VRF, and International Corporate Governance Network. Over the years, we have maintained tradition of excellence and meet the requirements of the corporate sector and industry. It is not only provided support to the government and regulators in developing policies, procedures, and standards to create a better business environment, but also suggests them a way forward for the different financial and economic challenges and on improving public governance and productivity. The global business environment has recently undergone a drastic changes. The market dynamics evolving rapidly, marked by stiff competition. This increased global economic uncertainty and business complexities and technological advancements. In these rapid changes, scenarios, exceptions from corporate sectors and professionals' expectations of accountants have enhanced significantly. We are now destined to play the role of strategic business partners, helping organizations to effectively use information and resources for competitive advantage. Professional accountants have a crucial role in strategic decision-making and to creating and adding value to a business. They have emerging role in implementing corporate governance, fraud prevention, and internal control system. And so they need to develop and sustain a new competencies in the areas of regulatory and technological compliances. I think there is a dire need to increase interaction between corporate sector and professional accounting bodies so that successful nexus of business acumen and professional expertise could be utilized potentially for the economic benefit of countries. We are committed to producing the finance professionals who can work as corporate leaders and are recognized internationally for their professional excellence and lead businesses and global economy and play multi-dimensional roles in creating value, consciousness, and efficiency. Ladies and gentlemen, turning our focus back to the BCSRA award, the event underscores our commitment to corporate transparency, accountability, and sustainability. Corporate reporting is no longer just a compliance requirement. It is a vital role for organizations to convey their performance and goals to stakeholders. In today's data-rich area, the quality and transparency of these reports are crucial for building trust-boosting investor confidence and driving positive changes. The BCSRA awards hold a special place in the corporate sector. The BCSRA awards have a symbolizing pride and honor. They reward organizations for timely, accurate, and financial reporting and aligns with global standards. Since 2000, these awards have spurred healthy competition, driving improvements in compliances with financial reporting standards and corporate governance codes among listed companies. Tonight, we gather to celebrate organizations that excel in both financial reporting and sustainability. Sustainability is no longer a choice. It's a must. It means balancing profit with responsibility and ensuring our actions do not harm future generations. The report honored tonight to go beyond numbers. They tell stories of innovation, resilience, and responsibility. They show how businesses are making a positive impact on our world by embracing sustainability. I want to thank everyone who made the BCSRA possible, and congratulations to the winners and nominees. Sorry. Your dedication to responsibility and business in inspiring. Let's remember that our actions today shape tomorrow. Together we build future that's not financially prosper, but also sustainable and fair. Thank you very much, audience.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, the next speaker is none other than Mr. Abdur Rahim Surya, the moving spirit behind the ICAP ICMA Best Corporate Report Awards. COVID or no COVID, floods or no floods, elections or no elections, World Cup or no World Cup, the show goes on. He responds to WhatsApp's messages and emails at the speed of light. Had there been a category for the fastest responder to emails and WhatsApp messages on the Guinness Books of World Record, Mr. Surya would have certainly figured on it. To quote himself, he has a twin personality. He has the business acumen of a Maiman and the mental and physical prowess of a Pathan. Ladies and gentlemen, Abraham Burhoff, professor, professional accountant, and author, said, and I quote, "Financial statements are like fine perfumes, to be sniffed but not swallowed." Mr. Burhoff would be pleased to know that Mr. Surya and his dedicated team not only swallows but also digests the corporate reports. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Abdur Rahim Surya.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। रब्बी रहमुम कब्मा रब्बी यानी सगीरा। ए अल्लाह मेरे वालिदैन पर रहम फरमा जिस तरह उन्होंने हम पर रहम किया बचपन में। First of all, I want to thank you, Mr. Akif Saeed, Chairman ACCP, who has accepted our invitation, and also the three guests of honors, Mr. Khalid Saab and Ehsan Malik Saab and Adnan Afridi Saab, and all ladies and gentlemen, council members, past presidents, Assalamu alaikum. I want to acknowledge especially Mr. Akif Saeed's positive attitude in not only promoting corporate governance in Pakistan, but also for supporting our both professional accounting institutes. I will go back to 2012 when he approved our director's training program, and he was the chief guest in this first opening program. And you can see Mr. Ahmed Saeed, today's master of ceremony, was president at the time. So sir, we thank you for supporting our both institutes. Then our two guests of honors, I have the opportunity to meet Khalid Saab only 29 years ago when I signed a tolling agreement with Khalid Saab for Gates Pharma and Spencer Pharma. And I met Mr. Ehsan Malik with the World Bank team in 2006 when I was conducting a ROSC assignment on behalf of World Bank. We have assembled here today to applaud and confer awards to all those who participated and are successful. Winners of numerous awards, Denzel Washington very well explained the difference between award and reward. He said, "Man gives you rewards, but God, Allah, gives you the reward." My task is very simple today. I will not take more than 3-4 minutes because my total, complete presentation is published already in the morning in the business recorder. Sir, when we talk about reporting and disclosure, why we talk about reporting disclosure? Because IFRS says, if we summarize IFRS into 3 words, we can say all IFRS talk about recognition, measurement and disclosure. And the disclosure is through annual report because there cannot be other appropriate medium than the report. It is to be noted that the stakeholders, especially investors, equate high quality annual report with the quality management. And I am pleased and I also claim that the disclosures made in annual report in Pakistan are at par, and in some cases our disclosures are better than the international companies' reports also. And I have been telling these details in the training sessions also. As you know that this type of competition is being already held in SAFA, in many other countries like Canada, Singapore, Australia, Japan, and there is a long list. I just want to quote 2 examples. In Malaysia it is being held since 1990, and in Canada it's in operation since 1951. Now quickly I coming to the recommendation to SCCB. Sir, Companies Act, Code of Corporate Governance, Public Sector Corporate Governance Rule or Stock Exchange Rule Book, all they do not provide any guideline for the contents of annual report. And for this we have been recommending for last few years to SCCB to at least ask the listed companies to follow our criteria on voluntary basis so that there is some good disclosures. Interestingly, in the current year, January 2023, Ministry of Finance has issued a SOE Act which is applicable to federally government controlled companies, which SOE Act provides detail of annual report. But no other laws is giving details about the annual report. There is a recommendation to Stock Exchange which we have been giving them for last 4 or 5 years, that while they announce the top companies award, they do not give much consideration to the winners of this award. We suggest that they should give some weightage to the companies who are winning this disclosure award. There must be some weightage in their top companies award. And I hope that PSC's recognition will build trust among the investors. Our committee members, which include S.N. Mehenti, Farid Alam, Aftab Munshi Saab, we all met them in 2018 when Mr. Richard Morin was the CEO. He was principally convinced, but unfortunately no action has been taken. Now another, my burning topic I would say, it is noted that generally NPOs also lack in transparency because provider of funds are not only bankers and the shareholder. In many big NPOs, the donors give the funds. But unfortunately, we do not find proper disclosure of utilization of zakat. There are NPOs who provide Sharia certification, but sir, without transparency, these certifications are of no use. However, I am pleased to note that recently, Accounting Standard Board, which has representation from ACCP, Ministry of Finance, they have issued an exposure draft, and which is almost at the final stage, and it is expected to be approved by ACCP very soon. And I think it will be one of the part of the 3rd schedule for classification of companies to follow the accounting framework. For this, I am thankful to ICAP's Accounting Standard Board and ICAP Council. And Accounting Standard Board, as you know, is being led by Mr. Farooq Rahman. Then very keen and very enthusiastic person at ACCP, Mr. Tariq Naseem, is also favoring this standard, and hope Mr. Chairman will give his approval for issuance of this standard. At the end, again, I thank you everyone, especially to our DCR committee members and also the young master of ceremony team, which is under the supervision of Ahmad Saeed, is being working for last 1 month around. And also their secretary team, which is led by Ms. Fareen Mirza, Asim Hussain, Shams Bimani and Babar Badal. With this, thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Mr. Surya. Before handing over the proceedings to the next bench of your hosts, I congratulate the winners. To those who could not make it, I quote Julia Childs: "The measure of achievement is not winning awards. It is doing something that you appreciate, something you believe is worthwhile." Now, for the distribution of awards, I hand over the proceedings to Ms. Ifra Sarwar Ali. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ifra Sarwar Ali.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Ifra Sarwar Ali, an associate member of ICMA Pakistan, and I'm currently working as Senior Manager Costing and Budgeting in Pakistan's leading textile company named as Surti Enterprises. Okay, I would like to welcome you all to the most thrilling event of the year, the Corporate Reporting Awards. Today, we are here to celebrate textile, cement, chemical, engineering, and many other multiple sectors. As Jimmy Johnson said, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So today is the day to honor those who have done that little extra. We are starting with the ones who have turned threads into textiles, rocks into cement, molecules into chemicals, and dreams into engineering marvels. As we prepare to recognize the achievements of our outstanding individuals, it is with great respect and admiration I would like to invite our guest of honor, Mr. Ehsan Malik. Mr. Ehsan Malik has been working as CEO of Pakistan Business Council since 2016. Prior to this, he was CEO of Unilever Pakistan and has spent a total of 24 years with Unilever in UK, Egypt, and Sri Lanka. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Ehsan Malik. Moreover, I would request President ICAP, Mr. Emily Latif, President ICMA Pakistan, Mr. Shahzad Akram, and Chairman BCR, Mr. Abdurrahim Surya, to come forward and assist us in presenting the well-deserved awards. Please welcome you all. Sir, please. Further, I would like to invite Mr. Ashfaq Tola Saab and Chairman SCCP on the stage. So let's start with the textile sector. These folks are fabric wizards. They can make you look stylish, keep you warm, and turn your favorite superhero into comfy pajamas. They're basically fashion superheroes without capes. The sector has traditionally been the mainstay of Pakistani exports. In financial year 2022, 61% of the total exports were of textiles. So moving forward, first of all, we'll start with the merit certificates. For this, I would like to call Mr. Abdul Aleem, who is CFO, Gulama Textile Mills Limited. Please welcome Mr. Abdul Aleem. The next merit award goes to Kohat Textile Mills Limited. Anybody from Kohat Textile Mills who's presented over here can come and collect the award. I don't think we have any nomination from Kohat Textile Mills. Okay, now moving forward, the next award goes to Tata Textile Mills, Adil, and I would like to invite Mr. Adil Shahid Tata, who is Chief Operating Officer. Please welcome Mr. Adil Shahid Tata. Now it's time to invite the position holders. We'll be moving forward with the third position first. So in this category, we have joint position holders for the third position. First, I would like to invite Mr. Rehan Rahman, who is CEO of Feroz 1888 Mills Limited. Please, sir, come on stage. The another third position is held by Sadaqat Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Intizar Usmani. Please welcome Mr. Intizar Usmani. In the textile sector, the second position is held by Kohinoor Textile Mills Limited, and for this I would like to invite Executive Director of Finance, Suhail Sadiq Saab. Please, sir, welcome to the stage. Now it's time for the first position, and this needs a huge round of applause for Gadoon Textile Mills Limited, Mr. Imran Motan, Chief Financial Officer. Congratulations. Okay, after textile sector, we have another sector that is cement. They are the unsung heroes of construction world. It's the glue that holds everyone together. Okay, now moving towards the merit certificate of this category, we have Mr. Salman Gogan, Company Secretary of Power Cement Limited. Please welcome Mr. Salman Gogan. I think Mr. Salman Gogan is not around. In cement sector, we have 5 positions, and starting from Fauji Cement Company Limited, that held the 5th position, and for this I would like to invite Brigadier Abid Hussain Bhatti, Company Secretary of the company. Please welcome Brigadier Saab. Okay, now it's time for the 4th position, and the 4th position is secured by Maple Leaf Cement Factory Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Zishan Ahmed, who is GM Finance of the company. Please welcome Mr. Zishan Ahmed. like to invite. Okay. The third position is held by DG Khan Cement Company Limited. Any representative from the company can come forward and receive the award. DG Khan Cement Company. I think no one is around. Okay, now moving forward, at the second position, it is held by Lucky Cement Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Suhail Sadiq, who is the Executive Director of Finance of the company. Please welcome Mr. Suhail Sadiq. Okay, now it's time to applaud the first position that is held by Sharad Cement Company Limited, and for this I would like to call Yasir Mahmood, who is Executive Director and CFO of the company. Please welcome Mr. Yasir Mahmood. Okay, now it's time for the other sector, that is engineering and autos. Now it's turn for these folks design the bridges we cross, the planes we fly in, and the gadgets we can't live without. They're the reasons you are still not using a rotary phone to call for the pizza delivery. Okay, now moving towards the merit certificate awards in this category. The first award goes to Ali Ghazi Tractors Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Mansoor Khan, who is company secretary of the company. Please welcome Mr. Mansoor Khan. I don't know. For the next merit certificate, I would like to call Mr. Mohammad Saad Thanania, Chief Financial Officer of Crescent Steel and Light Product Limited. The next merit certificate goes to India Motor Company Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Ibadullah, Chief Financial Officer of the company. The next merit certificate goes to International Industries Limited, and for this I would like to call Mr. Salman Najib, who is Financial Controller of the company. The next merit certificate goes to International Steels Limited, and for this I would like to call Mr. Mushtaba Hussain, who is Chief Financial Officer of the company. The next merit certificate goes to Millet Tractors Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Arafat Mushir, Senior Manager Corporate Affairs of the company. Now the next merit certificate goes to Mughal Iron and Steel Industries Limited. Anyone from the company can come forward and receive the award. Mughal Iron and Steel Industries Limited. Okay, the next merit award goes to Pakistan Cables Limited. Anyone from Pakistan Cables Limited can come forward and receive the award. Okay, now it's time to announce the position holders in Engineering and Autos category. The fourth position goes to Atlas Battery Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Rizwan Ahmed, who is Chief Financial Officer of the company. The third position in this category goes to Atlas Honda Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Danial Ahmed, who is Chief Financial Officer of the company. The second position in this category goes to Aisha Steel Mills Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Umair Noor Muhammad, who is Chief Financial Officer of the company. Please to come forward. Okay, now it's time to celebrate the first position in this category, and the award goes to Park Electron Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Mohammad Wasim Mir, who is Financial Controller of the company. Please welcome Mr. Wasim. Congratulations. Okay, now let's talk about chemicals. They are like the magicians of the industrial world. They mix the stuff, stir things, and they create products that make our lives better and more interesting. And the winners in this category are, we are starting with the merit certificates, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Irfan Chawla, who is Chief Financial Officer of Arkroma Pakistan Limited. Please welcome Mr. Irfan Chawla. Another merit certificate in this category goes to Angro Fertilizers Limited, and for this I would like to invite Muhammad Aliuddin Ansari, who is Chief Executive Officer of the company. Mr. Aliuddin Ansari. I think he's not around. Okay, now moving towards the next merit certificate. For this, I would like to invite Mr. Young Dai Kim, that is Chief Executive Officer of Lotte Chemical Pakistan Limited. I think he's not around. He's coming? Now moving towards the position holders, the third position is held by Lucky Core Industries Limited in this category, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Asif Juma, who is Chief Executive Officer of the company. The second position is secured by Fauji Fertilizer bin Qasim Limited, and for this I would like to invite Mr. Mohammad Arsalan. Please welcome Mr. Mohammad Arsalan. Okay, the first position in this category is held by Fauji Fertilizer Company Limited, and for this I would like to invite Syed Mustafa Haider, who is Deputy Manager of Finance of the company. Congratulations to all the winners on their well-deserved performances. Okay, now it's time to have the views of our chief guest of honor, Mr. Hassan Malik, on the topic that is sustainability. Yes, the rest of the members can take your seats. Please, sir, we need to have your views on this topic. Thank you.
So Mr. Akif Saeed, Chairman SCCP, Lateef Saab, President ICAP, Malik Saab, President ICMA, Surya Saab, the Evaluation Committee Head, Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Congratulations to all the entrants and all the award winners today. By just merely participating in these awards, you have demonstrated your quest for excellence. And as the point was made earlier, it is not about winning the award, although that is very important also. Let me not fool you. But it is also a very valuable learning opportunity for all the others, including myself. I am going to focus principally on sustainability. So I hope you will forgive me for remarking on the sheer weight of the annual reports that we are seeing these days. I heard a figure of 10,000 rupee per report being mentioned. It went up to 14,000 later. And when I came into this hall, I was told that there's a company that has spent as much as 25,000 rupees per report. Money is, of course, not the most important aspect of this. It is the sheer number of trees that must have been felled for this. So I hope the point I'm trying to make is that it is not the weight of the report, it is the weight of the content which is very important. And I think we need to really collectively, and I would really request the SECP to play a significant role in this, to try and balance the amount of information that we need to give to the shareholder. Of course, it is their right. They must get that, that information, but it should not be at the expense of the environment. Now, listed companies obviously have a greater responsibility for accountability. It has to be wider than just accounting to the shareholders, although that's very important. Us accountants, and I'm one of them, materiality concept actually guides us in reporting what we do report. But if you think about it, the most material change in the world today is climate change. And so it came a little bit of a surprise to me that as recently as about 2 years ago, the number of companies and businesses that signed up for the net zero pledge in Pakistan as compared to India, adjusting for the size of the economies, was far higher. And therefore, I was a bit surprised to hear that in the sustainability awards part of this award, there were only 9 entrants. And less than 10% of all the companies that are quoted on the PSX publish a separate sustainability report. So I think there is a significant amount of work that we need to do to move from merely accounting for returns to accounting for what we owe to society and what we owe to the environment. And I think that's a very important point. I think the other thing is, of course, this is not to say that the companies that do not publish the separate report do not mention anything about sustainability. Of course, in their main reports, they do cover it, but they cover it principally from a CSR angle. CSR is not the same as ESG or Sustainable Development Goals. There is a significant amount of overlap, but there's equally a very important difference between accounting for performance and accounting for your impact on the environment. I think that's a point that I think all of us must register. India, like Pakistan, also started from a voluntary system of reporting on their social responsibility or corporate social responsibility. But the Securities and Exchange Board of India, SEBI, has now mandated that from the current calendar year, 1,000 of their top listed companies by market cap will have to furnish a very detailed business responsibility and sustainability report. And I think all of you who are certainly members of the accounting profession know that the S1 and the S2 reporting requirement is going to be instituted from 2024. And that will bring another dimension to your sustainability reporting. PBC is very fortunate to have a Center of Excellence in Responsible Business, which has done a lot of work on sustainability, and it is in the process of now launching a portal which will be a sustainable directory, which will capture the best of all the sustainability initiatives that have been taken by companies in Pakistan or by businesses in Pakistan, and will be a good reference point for everybody to take the best. I want to move to certain aspects of responsibility reporting which are beyond the global remit of ESG, and those are pertinent to Pakistan. In Pakistan, we faced a very acute economic crisis. There are three deficits that are confronting us. We are very, very familiar with the two major ones. The first one is external account deficit. The second one is fiscal account deficit. But it is the third deficit which is equally important, and that is what I call the trust deficit. There is a trust deficit in the key institutions of Pakistan, and particularly in the big business, all the big businesses that all of us represent here. People are regarding us as elitist and as rent seekers. So we owe it in our responsibility reporting to make sure that we account for our performance. So how are we going to do this? You know, there is no way that a business can sustain profitable growth if the country is in a failing economy and if our society is failing. So it is very important that we pay particular regards to sustainability and responsibility. How are we going to demonstrate that we are going the extra mile to export more than we did hitherto? How are we going to demonstrate that we are indigenizing our imports so that, or our inputs, so that we reduce the imports as compared to the previous year? How are we going to say that we are shedding away from subsidies and from unlimited protection, which goes to harm the consumer value? These are aspects that we need to focus on. Do we pay living wages, or are we content with just paying minimum wages? This is very relevant in the high inflationary environment that we live in. Do we go beyond the figure, the solitary woman on the board, to demonstrate our diversity and inclusivity? Or do we try and get more women at every relevant operational part of our business? How much do we buy from SMEs? How much do we buy and how do we support our women-owned enterprises? So these are some certain aspects that I think we should pay a very serious attention to, and we must start explaining how we behave responsibly. Because just merely reporting on excellent top line and a brilliant bottom line and a great return on investment, we will be failing our shareholders and we'll be failing ourselves. We need to recognize where the responsibility lies. It lies with us, with the big businesses in particular. But ESG and responsible reporting has its rewards. BlackRock is the world's largest sustainability-based asset manager. It has $10 trillion under its belt, principally because of its positioning on attracting investment or attracting investors to invest in socially responsible companies. There is a total of over 45 trillion rupees roaming around in the world searching for ESG-related investments. And Pakistan can be a very important avenue for that. So I part with those words. Thank you very much.
Moving further, it's time to recognize the presence of our guest of honor, whose wisdom and experience have enriched this gathering. For this, I would like to invite President ICMA, Mr. Shahzad Akram, to please come on stage and present souvenir to Mr. Ahsan Malik, CEO, Pakistan Business Council. Congratulations to all the winners once again. And I believe you all are having a very nice time over here. So now moving further, I would like to hand over the proceedings to my co-host, that is Mr. Shahid. Please welcome Mr. Shahid.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Warm good evening. My sincere gratitude to all of you for joining us today. To take you through the proceedings from here, I am Shahid Ilyas, a fellow member of ICMA and an alumnus of IBA Karachi and SEMA UK. As said by Mr. Malcolm Gladwell, the key to good decision making is not knowledge, it is understanding. We are swimming in the former, we are desperately lacking in the later. Before we proceed to the award announcements, I would like to invite on the stage our guest of honor for this session, Mr. Khalid Mahmood. Please welcome Mr. Khalid Mahmood. Mr. Khalid Mahmood is a veteran of healthcare industry and has been the CEO of Getz Pharma since inception in 1995. Getz Pharma is now the largest pharmaceutical company in Pakistan. Getz proudly holds the top position as Pakistan's leading pharmaceutical exporter. At present, Getz Pharma's total annual sales is 81 billion, 81 billion. Now, I would also like to invite on the stage President ICAP, Mr. M.A. Latif, President ICMA, Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik, Chairman BCR, Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, VP ICAP Asad Feroz, and Athar Salim. May I request Mr. Farooq Rahman to please join us on the stage. Okay, let's now move forward with the award announcements. Okay. The first category is pharmaceutical. Third position, GSK Consumer Healthcare Pakistan Limited. Ms. Sadaf Malik, Head of Corporate Affairs, will receive the award. Second position in the pharmaceutical category, AGP Limited. Okay, we have joint winners in the pharmaceutical category, Abbott Laboratories Pakistan Limited and GSK Pakistan Limited. First, I would like to invite Mr. Sama Jamil, Financial Controller and Company Secretary from Abbott Laboratories. Do we have someone from GSK Pakistan Limited? Okay, all right. So, all right. Moving on to the next category, it is insurance. First, the merit certificate. Merit certificate to Atlas Insurance Limited. Mr. Mohammad Asim Gul, CFO, will receive the award. Merit certificate to EFU General Insurance Limited. Mr. Altaf Kamruddin Gokul, CFO, will receive the award. Merit certificate to EFU Life Assurance Limited. Shahid Abbas, Executive Director and CFO, will receive the award. Now the position holders in the insurance category. The fourth position, Jubilee General Insurance Limited. Naved Jamil, CFO, will receive the award. Third position in the insurance category, Jubilee Life Insurance Company Limited. Mr. Mohammad Mujahid, Chief Manager, will receive the award. Runner-up in the insurance category, Salam Takaful Limited. Mr. Kamran Muhammad Hanif, Executive Director Commercial, will receive the award. Winner of the insurance category, Adamji Insurance Company Limited. Mr. Asif Nagi, CEO, will receive the award. moving on, we have FMCG category, and there is only merit certificate. So merit certificate to National Foods Limited. Do we have someone from National Foods? No, okay. All right. So moving on, the next category is fuel and energy. First, the merit certificates. Merit certificate to Atak Petroleum Limited, Mr. Adil Khattak, CEO, will receive the award. Do we have Mr. Adil Khattak? Merit certificate to Atak Refinery Limited, Mr. Mohammad Rehan, CFO, will receive the award. Merit certificate to K Electric Limited, Mr. Ayaz Jafar, Director BPR, will receive the award. Merit certificate to Oil and Gas Development Company Limited, Mr. Mohammad Suleiman, Deputy Accountant, will receive the award. Merit certificate to Pakistan Oil Fields Limited. Do we have any representative of Pakistan Oil Fields Limited? No. Adil Khattak? Adil Khattak, can you please receive the award on the behalf of Pakistan Oil Fields? Okay, moving on. Merit certificate to Pakistan Refinery Limited. Do we have any representative of Pakistan Refinery? No. Okay, moving on. Merit certificate to Hub Power Company Limited. Mr. Mohammad Saqib, CFO, will receive the award. And now position holders in the fuel and energy category. Fifth position, Angro Power Gen Kadirpur Limited. Mr. Yasir Javed, Manager Accounts, will receive the award. Fourth position in the fuel and energy category, High Tech Lubricants Limited. Do we have some representative of High Tech Lubricants? No. Okay, third position, Pakistan State Oil Company Limited. Mr. Sayyid Muhammad Taha, CFO, will receive the award. Runner-up in the fuel and energy category, Pakistan Petroleum Limited. Mr. Mubashir Siddiq, acting CFO, will receive the award. Do we have Mr. Muhammad Siddiq, Mubashir Siddiq? No. Okay, now the winner of the fuel and energy category, Mari Petroleum Company Limited. Mr. Nabil Rashid, CFO, will receive the award. Moving on, now we have sugar category. There are two positions in the sugar category. The runner-up, Johar Abbas Sugar Mills Limited. Mr. Sayyid Anwar Hussain Shahid, CEO, will receive the award. Winner of the sugar category, Mirpur Khas Sugar Mills Limited, Mr. Junaid, Head of Finance, will receive the award. Moving on, now we have not-for-profit organizations category. Active engagement from NPOs is both encouraging and essential, as it not only fosters transparency and accountability but also aligns with the expectations of donors who seek assurance that their contributions are being utilized for their intended purposes. First, we have merit certificates. Merit certificate to Indus Hospitals and Health Network. Mr. Rahil Khalil Siddiqui, Senior Manager Finance, will receive the award. Merit certificate to Shahid Afridi Foundation. Do we have some representative of Shahid Afridi Foundation? No. Okay, now the position holders for not-for-profit organizations. Third position, the Citizens Foundation. Mr. Sayyid Asad Ayub Ahmed, President and CEO, will receive the award. Do we have Mr. Sayyid Asad? No. Okay. Second position, Maiman Medical Institute and Hospital, Mr. Muhammad Yasir, Director Marketing and Sales, will receive the award. The winner of the not-for-profit organizations category is Child Life Foundation. Dr. Ahsan Rabbani, CEO, will receive the award. Congratulations to all the winners and participating companies. To make the most of his presence, I would request Mr. Khalid Mahmood to share his valuable insights on the topic Good Corporate Reporting Leads to Good Decision Making. Please welcome Khalid Mahmood.
Honorable President of the ICA and ICMA, Chairman of SCCP, distinguished guests, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to you. So, this topic is very opportune because sustainability, of course, comes from transparency, and excellence comes from transparency and sustainability. So, we are witnessing currently that our state is fighting for sustainability. It's no secret, but unfortunately a lot of us sitting here in this hall are companies, especially the manufacturing sector, is also a crisis in sustainability. Manufacturing corporations, and particularly the manufacturing corporations, are finding it challenging to be sustainable for the last decade or so, but in the last 4 or 5 years, it has become particularly more challenging. Now, why is it, and what are the factors? And what can we, all of you, and what can all of us do something, because a lot of you come across and break bread and have meetings and advisors to the policy makers of this country. But I think most of all, those people who are really, let's say, I wouldn't say use the word victims, but whose sustainability is more at stake or is on the edge, I think we all need to know what is it and what are the factors that our state and our manufacturing sector is, and of course the human development sector, human development index is becoming less and less sustainable. So sustainability and transparency comes, of course, from the top. And in this environment, I think those companies that have won an award on sustainability need to be congratulated, and they need to be particularly congratulated and applauded for being sustainable, for being excelling in sustainability. So congratulations to all the participants here, all the winners here of the reports. Now, the fact that the reason that we are not sustainable, we are having difficulty in sustainability, I believe, is because there's less of a transparency. And the proof of that is that we have our tax to GDP ratio and tax per capita is one of the lowest in the world. And for example, if you look at the per capita ratio of tax, Malaysia pays about 10 times more per capita taxes than Pakistan. So how does it affect us? The way it affects us is, unfortunately, that those who do pay taxes which is the manufacturing sector, has a very large share of the taxes, and they contribute most to the country's taxes. And unfortunately, they subsidize those who do not pay taxes. As a result, the state has to make irrational choices of taxes. For instance, in Pakistan, the manufacturing sector pays their corporate income tax rate is 47%. 47% of the pre-tax profits. For the pharmaceutical companies, the government adds yet another percent. So the pharmaceutical sector's corporate income tax rate is 48%. Now, Getz Pharma, our company, we are the highest taxpayer in the entire pharmaceutical sector of Pakistan. So those who choose to pay taxes in a transparent way, they are actually paying for those who are not paying taxes. As if 47 now, and as a comparison, the companies that my company competes with in Bangladesh, their corporate income tax rate is 25%. In Malaysia, it is 24%. And in Vietnam, it's 20%. So what is the result? The result is that our exports per capita is also one of the lowest in the world. When I started work in Vietnam only about 20 years ago, our exports were almost at par. Today, our exports are at $25 billion, and the exports in in Vietnam has crossed about $300 billion. Now, this, as if the 47% tax rate in Pakistan, corporate tax rate in Pakistan is not high enough, the government occasionally chooses to put in earthquake tax, another kind of tax. This year they called it, what do they call it? Some other silly name, So it's another 10%. So we are paying 51% tax, corporate tax, whereas our competitors in the region are paying less than half of ours. India is 30%, which is the highest in the region. So this is what does it do as a result of this? The manufacturing sector is the one sector that provides dignity of labor. It provides health insurance. It provides all kinds of other compensations and cover, which is called by the International Labour Federation, and it is existence in other countries, and other sectors such as the agriculture does not do that. So when a corporate sector, when a manufacturing sector has to compensate for those sectors that are not taxed, which is I'm not going to name those for lack of for reasons that maybe somebody sitting here, they may get a little bothered. But we all know that 40% of our economy is not taxed. So we are paying for those people who are paying tax, and we're becoming less and less sustainable. Now, it is because of lack of transparency that the manufacturing sector is also compensating and paying for that sector of the population, of the industry, which is not paying its due in electrical charges, electricity costs. Now everybody here, of course, pays electricity bills, and they know that their bills have gone up. But how is it affecting the industry, the manufacturers, who are the backbone of GDP of this country? The way it affects is that my company, our electricity bill has gone up 300%. How can we compete with the region? As a result, the cost of electricity in Pakistan has turned out, ladies and gentlemen, to a whopping 18 cents a kilowatt hour. In Bangladesh, it's 4 cents to 6 cents a kilowatt hour. And in Sri Lanka, it's just 10 cents a kilowatt hour. So these are some of the factors which are hurting our sustainability. And unless we, the people who represent the industry, we do not express on various platforms this unsustainable kind of a policy which is making us unsustainable. And this, of course, happens because there is no transparency. If there was transparency, of course, everybody would be paying their bills, their share of the taxes and share of the bills, of the electric bill and gas bill, and it would be a level playing field. So we do not have level playing field in utilities costs. We do not have a level playing field in taxes. We do not, on corporate taxes, we do not have a level playing field in other things. And the result of that is that we are becoming less competitive. And a proof of that is that Mr. Hassan Malik, the research reports that Pakistan Business Council has made and updated is that our share, Pakistan's share of the manufacturing sector is reducing over time. Our share in the economy of the manufacturing sector is a mere 12%. In Bangladesh, it is going up to about 22%, 20 to 22%, and in Malaysia, it is going up to 24%. This is why Bangladesh's exports are touching now $50 billion, and we are stuck at $22 billion. With these kinds of unsustainable policies, I think that it will be very difficult for Pakistan to increase our exports, because the manufacturing is a very major contribution towards the exports. So I hope that all of us express ourselves on various forums such as these and such as your social media, and anytime you see your elected or unelected representatives who are running the government, and request them to please make this country sustainable. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite President ICAP, Mr. M.A. Latif, to present a memento to Mr. Khalid Mahmood, a guest of honor for this session. Thank you very much, Mr. Khalid Mahmood, for gracing the event with your presence and for being a part of this celebration. At the end, I have an update to share with you. The process of BCR evaluation is changing. We have taken an initiative to digitize the BCR evaluation process. So hopefully next year, the participating companies would be doing the evaluation on the digital portal, inshallah. Okay, so now we're taking a small break, 10 minutes break for Asr Namaz, and the Namaz would be offered in the lawn area. So we'll meet after 10 minutes.
Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Sana Kadri, a chartered accountant, a digital transformation enthusiast, and an edtechpreneur. Have spent around 16 years in the financial services industry. I'll be with you for the rest of the session today, and I hope that I won't be taking too much of your time and will not be too boring. Before we proceed to the award distribution, I'd like to call on the stage our guest of honor for this session, Mr. Adnan Afridi. Mr. Adnan Afridi is a seasoned corporate leader with over 27 years of experience in emerging markets. He's currently the Managing Director of National Investment Trust Limited. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adnan Afridi. We have to give the, yeah. I'd also like to call on stage the President ICAP, Mr. Ali Latif, Mr. Khalid Rahman, ex-Managing Director PPL. He's also a senior council member. President ICMA, Mr. Shahzad Ahmed Malik, and Chairman BCR, Mr. Abdur Rahim Surya, to give the award. Okay. It is widely believed that the financial services industry is very technical and all the finance professionals are obsessed with money. We are almost like robots. But even the robot can't make a good product or service without understanding the needs of the customers, who are humans after all. Today we are celebrating the financial institutions that have kept themselves close to our hearts. They are the ones who understand that we are not just numbers. We are people with real needs and dreams. Now let's get to the distribution of awards in this category. First, we'll be giving away the merit certificates. The first one goes to Bank of Khyber, and Mr. Irfan Salim Awan, the CFO, will be collecting the award. Thank you, Irfan. The next merit certificate goes to JS Bank Limited, and Mr. Mujibur Rahman, the financial controller, will be receiving the award. The next merit certificate goes to Mizan Bank Limited, and Mr. Abid Hussain, Manager Payroll, will be collecting the award. Do we have Mr. Abid here? Yeah. The next merit certificate goes to National Bank of Pakistan. Do we have any representatives from National Bank? Okay, it seems like we don't have anyone. Now I'll be announcing the position. The fifth position goes to Bank of Punjab, and Mr. Zishan Yaqub, Head of Finance Division, will be collecting the award. I apologize in advance if I mispronounce your names, please. The fourth award goes to Faisal Bank Limited, and Mr. Tanveer Khatri, the financial controller, will be receiving the award. The third position goes to Allied Bank Limited, and their financial controller, Mr. Fafwan Khwaja, will be receiving the award. Congratulations. And now the second position. The second position goes to MCB Bank Limited, and Mr. Hamza Taimur, Head Financial Reporting and Investor Relations, is here to collect the award. The dinner is only 30 minutes away. I think that we need some energy from you guys. We are here to support everyone. Now the first prize or the first position goes to Bank Al Falah Limited, and Mr. Naushad Ali, the financial controller, will receive the award. Congratulations to all the winners. Now I have another category to announce awards for. It includes leasing companies, investment entities, and mutual funds. I'll be announcing the merit certificates first. The first merit certificate goes to Jahangir Siddiqui and Co. Limited. Mr. Asad Nasir, the CEO, will collect the award. The second merit certificate goes to JS Investments Limited, and Mr. Raheel Rahman, the CFO, will collect the award. Surprisingly, we have only 2 positions here. So, the second position goes to first Habib Mudarba, and Mr. Muhammad Shoaib, the CEO, will collect the award. The first position in the investment companies category is for JS Global Capital Limited. And Mr. Tanzilur Rahman, the COO, will collect the award. Congratulations, everyone. Now we have some additional awards. We have a category which includes companies including packaging, chemicals, and other industries. The merit certificates, the first merit certificate goes to Century Paper and Board Mills Limited, and Mr. Rashid Dastagir, the CFO, will collect the award. The next merit certificate goes to Pakistan Tobacco Company. Do we have any representative from there? Pakistan Tobacco Company. Okay. So I'll start announcing the positions. We have 4 positions in this category. The 4th position goes to Synthetic Products Enterprises Limited, and Mr. Zia Haider Taqi, the CEO, will collect the award. Now the third position goes to Security Papers Limited, and Mr. Babar Ejaz, the CFO, will collect the award. The second position goes to Tripack Films Limited, and Mr. Taimur Ahmed, Head of HR, will collect the award. Now the first award. The first position goes to Charat Packaging Limited, and Mr. Waqar Haider, the CFO, will be receiving the award. Congratulations to all the winners. We are proud of you. Now I'd like Mr. Adnan Afridi, who is among us, to speak about the importance of good corporate reporting for capital markets. He has had some very good experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, and thank you to the organizers for inviting me here today. I realize that this has been a very long session, so I'm going to try and keep it very brief. I think for this audience, it's not necessary for me to dwell on the importance of good corporate reporting. Clearly, it's the foundational block for building a trustworthy relationship between issuers and the wider stakeholder community. What I'd actually like to spend a little bit of time on is talking about how in the corporate landscape generally around the world, but particularly in Pakistan, corporate reporting has been dictated by regulatory requirements. So accounting standards, corporate governance standards, those have led to the format, the tone, and in fact the content of most corporate reports. Now, I think the regulator, in good faith, learning from past experiences and so on, has tried to promote these mandatory disclosures, to promote obviously investor safety, risk mitigation, transparency, and so on. But I think in today's world, where all of you as corporates are dealing with a much wider stakeholder community than just shareholders or investors, I think this mandatory regulatory-based disclosure system actually falls far short, both from the needs of the stakeholders and also from the needs of the issuers. And what I mean by that is that I think increasingly corporate literature around the world is showing that this needs to be a two-way communication between a company and its ecosystem. It should not be a cookie-cutter approach, one size fits all. It really needs to be every company in its own voice, in its own unique way, telling its own story to its own stakeholders. Now, clearly, there need to be some general guidelines. Good corporate reporting should always be relevant and material. But how do you define materiality? That will depend on the sector you're in, the size of company you are, and so on. They need to be complete. So any disclosures that you're making should not be misleading. They should be complete, and then any informed investor or other stakeholder should be able to take a decision based on those disclosures. They need to be timely, both forward-looking statements and, of course, a reflection of your past. They need to be communicated in a timely fashion. They need to be verifiable, and I guess that is where the audit profession does come in. But I think beyond these 4 or 5 general principles, which are more or less common sense, companies need to really come up with an integrated narrative where both financial and increasingly non-financial information, so ESG, sustainability, strategy, all needs to be integrated into one form of communication. What I've been seeing, and I have the benefit of participating on several boards, I guess I should have started to say that I'm very pleased to see many of my companies here today receiving awards, so that's well done to all of them. But sitting on boards, what I've realized is that much like other corporate governance requirements, this has become a checklist exercise. Managements have got, larger companies have dedicated departments to this, but corporate reporting should be a bottoms-up approach. Every aspect of a company's operations should actually be feeding into that report on an ongoing basis. It should be the KPI for the vast majority of corporate professionals. Rather, what we see is, of course, that the company secretariat is sort of sweating bullets to make sure that they get 4 points by checking this box and 2 points checking that box. I think we need to be far more qualitative than quantitative in our approach. And I think the benefit of that to the issuers will be that through this two-way communication, you can actually attract potentially new suppliers, new technology partners, new capital partners, and also message your issues to the regulator and to the ecosystem that you're in. You know, we are always sort of very polite, and we thank all the stakeholders and the government and the relevant ministries and the regulators and so on. I think this is an opportunity for issuers in a professional manner to communicate the issues that they face as well. So I think this needs to be much more a two-way communication than it is currently thought of. So, you know, clearly in the past, if you look at globally, it were accounting-related material disclosures or lack of those disclosures that led to some significant corporate scandals, right? So we all know about Enron. We know more recently about Wells Fargo, where there were fake accounts to sort of get sales incentives. But increasingly, and more locally, I think, you know, Callmate, prepaid cards, revenue recognition issues. But I think the world is now moving forward from these accounting-related disclosure issues to non-financial disclosure issues. So again, more recently, VW in Europe failed to or made a material misstatement about failing their emissions tests. So I think moving forward, we're going to be seeing more and more corporate issues stemming from ESG, sustainability-related misstatements, or than we will of financial. And I think the last word really would be that in our era of social media, technology, these statements or lack thereof become far more magnified, far more widely disseminated, and far more quickly distributed than they ever have been before. So now this is no longer a nice to have. I think effective corporate reporting, whatever that means in an individual company's context, I think is central to the viability of every issuer. And I think with that note, I'd like to again congratulate all the winners today, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you very much, Adnan. I request Mr. Shaham Ahmed, the Honorary Secretary of ICMA, to come on stage and present a memento to Mr. Adnan Afridi, our guest of honor. Okay, Mr. Athar Salim. Thank you very much. Now, at this point, I'd like to mention that Accounting Standards Board has representatives from Ministry of Finance and SECP, and today we have with us Mr. Farooq Rahman, who is the Chairman, Accounting Standards Board. I'd like to call him on stage to discuss and to tell us about the steps taken by board, including standard on zakat utilization. Mr. Farooq Rahman.
Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim, Chairman SCP, Akif Saeed Saab, President ICAP, President ICMA, Guest of Honor Adnan Afradi Saab, other guests, Assalamu alaikum. Just quickly, मुझे थोड़ा surprise था कि I have to speak here. Accounting Standard Board, right, we have a 19-member Accounting Standard Board where we have participation from industry, professional firms, council members, SCCP means regulators, State Bank of Pakistan, Ministry of Finance, Auditor General of Pakistan, ICMA, and Accountant General. So it is a forum where multi-stakeholders are part of it, and anything to do with accounting lands on the table of Accounting Standard Board. Primarily, the function of Accounting Standard Board is to review, take consultations, and then make adoption recommendation to SCCP where those standards are to be notified for companies. It is the IFRS foundation structure under which the standards are issued, and we now have two boards. Previously, there was only one board, which was International Accounting Standard Board. Now we have the International Sustainability Standard Board as well. So anything coming out of these two board structures are reviewed for Pakistan context by the Accounting Board. In the Accounting Board, before any standard that comes from these two forums, up till now, it's only the IASB, so I'll talk about IASB separately. I'll discuss the ISSB context. So from International Accounting Standard Board, all the standards that come out, then we make those through a special task force or review committee who reviews those standards in the context of applicability and any issues practically that can be arisen in future once those standards gets implemented. So once those are reviewed, then a public consultation is triggered where all the companies, if it relates to, let's say, for example, IFRS 9, it has gone to forums like Pakistan Banking Council. So we also kind of send those standards to the forums as well as to companies and of course to all the members, and we take comments from the members and all the stakeholders. So once those comments and considerations have been given, then we go into doing some seminars, some education related activities as well. So capacity building is also to be taken. That is something that is from the board standpoint, we support this part as well. Up till now, I'll be brief. Many, other than the adoption of the standards, many other significant accounting-related initiatives or some publications have been done. GIDC, if you people are aware how critical and significant GIDC matter was. So the board issued a guidance, and that became the standard for everybody in the industry to follow and take guidance from that publication or that decision making of the board. The TURF, that loan scheme that was announced, again, the accounting board gave its opinion, and that opinion has been the standard for all the companies in Pakistan who follows that guidance. From the board, we have also issued some standards, and those have been notified by SCCP, and there are certain standards which are approved by the council because the recommendatory authority is council, but it is approved by or recommended by the accounting board. So one standard which was a very significant matter in terms of the transactions happening in Pakistan, where the IFRS guidance was not available, and that related to common control, business combination under common control. So for that, there was inconsistency in the market, comparability was challenged. So the board took that initiative, and a business control, business combination under common control standard was prepared, consultation was done, and finally SSCP notified that to be mandatory in Pakistan. Lately we have done 2 more standards that has also gone through all the stages, and it will be very soon be sent to SSCP for notification. That is about accounting for non-going concern companies. So if there are companies which there is a conclusion that the entity is non-going concern, again in the market there was a number of practices were done. So from the board we have now made that standard, taken the public consultation, and finally it has now been going to SSP for notification. I think that will also be a significant contribution. Then Rahim Surya Saab mentioned about the zakat standard. This was one topic which was, I would say, a little delicate. Again, the word zakat and the topic, it is not widely practiced in the Western world, or there is no specific IFRS guidance in relation to zakat. Although zakat being voluntary, so the guidance is taken from IS 20, but the disclosure part of how that zakat is being utilized by those who are receiving it, that was an important matter for the users and for those who are contributing those zakat to those entities. So we again prepared that we developed that standard. It has gone through all the reviews. It has now again being sent to SSCP, and inshallah that will be notified soon. And for those companies who will be or who receives zakat, they will be required to disclose how that the utilization of zakat done by those entities. Shifting to the sustainability standards, and earlier we heard from Ehsan Malik Saab, Khalid Saab also, and Nana Afriji Saab also briefly touched upon that. This development about the sustainability standard is probably one of the most significant development. It is the hottest topic in terms of the corporate reporting around the world. Everybody in every jurisdiction, they are talking about the sustainability reporting. I have been, wherever I have been speaking on this topic, I have been clarifying that the word ESG, which is environment, social and governance, and sustainability are the same thing. So let's not get confused with the two terms. So since the International Sustainability Standard Board has used the term sustainability, so that is the term that we use going forward everywhere. Now, the formation of ISSB was done in November 2021 at the COP event, COP26 event. Within the formation of that board, in 18 months' time, they have come up with a complete sustainability-related framework. These are the only two standards, S1 and S2, but in itself, these are comprehensive. It covers everything for the company to come up with the sustainability reporting. One of the most important factor in terms of the sustainability standard has been that it is written, it is developed specifically taking into account the primary users of financial reporting. That means the users of financial statements and the users of sustainability reporting are exactly the same. So the way it has been developed, it is investor focused, it is lender focused, it is creditors focused, and the same for the financial statements. So that's the distinguishing factor about the ISSB. Now, within ISSB standard, from the accounting board, we have a working group, which again has many forums, part of that working group. And we are going around, we are taking, we have done seminars, we are having consultations specifically for companies, for professional firms. We are doing our capacity enhancement. That event has happened in Karachi. We are going to Lahore, Islamabad as well. There will be more educative tools, guidances. There will be publications coming out. We have already done that. Those who are interested in sustainability topic, and I'm sure every accountant, every company invariably now have to focus on sustainability, because that is the future of corporate reporting along with the financial statements. So you can go to the website of ICAP. There is a specific tab over there, sustainability reporting. You can see the many seminars, the many explanation of the standard, the publication done by the institute. So you can find over there, and we are still in the process of having this consultation done, and very soon then we will be having our discussion with SSP how to notify those standard. Lastly, just wanted to highlight that since we are on the subject of corporate reporting, there is a new standard coming, which is the primary financial statements, and that standard is going to significantly change the way the profit and loss, the balance sheet is presented. So have that on radar. That will be IFRS 18, and for many companies, the way of presentation is significant to demonstrate their performance, and there could be different ways of presenting those. So that primary financial statement standard will be coming in the future, and you need to take account of that. For any accounting related query that comes to the institute, that's forwarded to the accounting standard board, where the final conclusion, because that is the forum where from an accounting standpoint, that's the end point, a decision is taken, and that opinion which is given by the accounting standard board, then that gets published. Every opinion that the accounting standard board has given, that is published on the website. So continuously regularly go to the website, and you will find new opinions that are there. At present, we are also handling two very difficult topics. One is about the ECL related guidance that needs to be published, that we'll be giving to SCP very soon. That's a very complicated topic, especially in terms of the circular debt issue. That's quite complex. Also, there has been a very significant debate happening around the manner of presentation of the tax which is under FTR regime or MTR regime. So how that is to be presented, is that a tax or is that a levy? That is again a very significant matter, and that once finalized, or if the current basis is changed, because we have also taken on board or have discussion with IFRIC, and we have their opinion as well. So once that is finalized, probably again a very significant impact on the financial statement. So, but still it's a work in progress. So a lot happening in the accounting area, and accounting affects every company. So from my side, please take that on radar. Thank you.
Thank you, Farooq, for sharing insights on sustainability reporting. There were a few awards that were left. I mean, some of the representatives were not here. So to give those awards, I would like to call on stage Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, the chairman VCR, and and the ICMA president, Mr. Shehzad Akram, and Mr. Hussain Basrai, our past president ICAP. In the pharma sector, first position was jointly received by two companies. We did not have representative of GSK. The award will be received by Syed Usaid Rahman, Manager Reporting. Can we have him on stage, please? Has he left? Okay. He left early. Okay. So the next one was for the fuel and energy category. Second position was secured by PPL, and Mr. Mubashir Siddiqui, acting CFO, will be receiving the award. Thank you for your patience, everyone. We'll just be taking a small break for Maghrib, and we'll be back after the Maghrib break. That we are going to announce are worth waiting for. Now I'd like to call on stage Mr. Akif Saeed, the chairman of SECP and today's chief guest, to please come on stage and give away the last few awards that we have. To join him on stage, I'd like to call the President of ICAP, Mr. M. Ali Latif, President ICMA, Mr. Shehzad Ahmed Malik, Chairman VCR, Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, Executive Director ICMA, Amir Ejaz, and VP ICAP, Asad Feroz. Mr. Akif Saeed, just to give a brief introduction about Mr. Akif Saeed. Mr. Akif Saeed is a financial market expert with over 30 years of experience in banking and capital markets. He has a successful track record of implementing reforms and developing new regulations. He has played a key role in the development of Pakistan's capital markets, including the integration of 3 stock exchanges, the divestment of PSX shares, the creation of a central counterparty at the clearing company, and several other notable accomplishments to his name. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Akif Saeed. Okay, so our planet is in crisis, and that's basically because of our negligence. We are paying the price of mismanagement, earth and nature. Talking about climate change, Pakistan is one such victim who has been hit hard recently. Calamities such as drought, floods, and wildfires are all disrupting food production, displacing people, and costing billions of dollars in damage. In these times of crisis, companies that are investing in sustainability are true leaders. They are demonstrating their commitment to the future and to creating a more sustainable world. We are grateful to these companies, and now we'd like to celebrate their efforts. We'll first be announcing the merit certificates. The first merit certificate goes to Atak Refinery Limited, and Mr. Muhammad Rehan, their CFO, will collect the award. The second merit certificate goes to, do we have Mr. Rehan? Okay. The second merit certificate goes to Bank Al Falah Limited, and Mr. Noshad Ali, the financial controller, will receive the award. The third merit certificate goes to Indus Motor Company Limited, and Mr. Ali Asghar Jamali, the CEO, will collect the award. Do we have Mr. Ali Asghar Jamali here with us? Okay. The fourth merit certificate goes to Pak Arab Refinery Limited, and Mr. Fahim Waleed Motiwala, the GM Internal Audit, Risk and Compliance, will collect the award. Now I'll be announcing the positions in Sustainability Report Awards. The fifth award goes to Sadakat Limited, and Mr. Athar Salim will be collecting the award. The fourth position goes to Security Papers Limited, and Mr. Imran Qureshi, the CEO, will collect the award. Now the third position. The third position goes to Gul Ahmed Textile Mills Limited, and Mr. Kanat Khalilullah, the GM Finance, will receive the award. Congratulations. The second prize, or the second position, goes to Atlas Honda Limited, and Mr. Danial Ahmed, the CFO, will receive the award. Now, the first position is jointly shared between two companies. The first company that I'll be announcing is Fauji Fertilizer Company Limited, and the award will be collected by Mr. Syed Imran Rizvi, Head of Corporate Affairs, Shares and Dividends. Now, the second company to receive the first position award is ICI Lucky Core Industries Limited, and the award will be collected by Atif Abu Bakar, the CFO. Congratulations, everyone. We are now approaching the climax of the evening, the moment almost all of us have been waiting for. Yes, the announcement of the first, or of the top 3 position awards. So without wasting much of your time, we've already taken a long break. So I'll announce the top 3 position. The third position goes to Mari Petroleum Company Limited, and Mr. Nabil Rashid will collect the award. He is the CFO of the company. Congratulations. Now the second position. The second position goes to Chirag Packaging Limited, and Mr. Waqar Haider will collect the award. He is the CFO of the company. Congratulations. Now the top of the top. The first position goes to Fauji Fertilizer Company Limited, and the Head of Corporate Affairs and Dividends, Mr. Syed Imran Rizvi, and Mr. Syed Mustafa Haider, the Deputy Manager of Finance, will both receive the award. And I'd like the winning company to say a few words if they have to share. Please.
Assalamualaikum ji, it's a privilege to receive this award on behalf of my company, और ये मेरा ख्याल है मेरा तीसरा consecutive award होगा. और यकीन करें कि इस award को लेना तो एक privilege है, लेकिन ICAP की जो ये कमेटी है इसके टफ़ क्राइटेरिया को मीट कर लेना और मुसलसल अपनी पोजीशन को मेंटेन करना, ये सबसे चैलेंजिंग पार्ट है. और जब आप अवार्ड लेते हैं फर्स्ट पोजीशन का, तो आपका कंपटीशन उतना ही बढ़ता जाता है. और माशाल्लाह अब जितनी कंपनीज़ हैं, लिस्टेड कंपनीज़ हैं, उनकी क्वालिटी ऑफ रिपोर्टिंग बढ़ती जा रही है और हमारा काम भी बढ़ता जा रहा है. तो थैंक्स टू सूर्या साहब एंड द टीम के इनके जो क्राइटेरियाज़ हैं उनको हम मीट करने की कोशिश करते हैं, और बाकी कंपनीज़ को भी बेस्ट ऑफ लक. थैंक यू वेरी मच. थैंक यू सर.
Congratulations to all the winners. Now I'd like Mr. Akif Saeed to please share some his thoughts on the event with us.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Respected President ICAP, Muhammad Ali Latif, President ICMAP, Shahzad Ahmed Malik Saab, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. At the outset, I would like to commend ICAP and ICMAP for continuing their legacy of honoring excellence in corporate reporting and promote overall corporate governance in Pakistan. I would like to thank the organizers, in particular Surya Saab and his team, for providing the opportunity to share my views with this illustrious gathering here today. Awards such as Best Corporate and Sustainability Report Awards hold great significance in our effort to promote transparency, accountability, and sustainability in the corporate sector of Pakistan, as it not only rewards excellence but also sets a benchmark for all companies to strive for. I would like to congratulate all the winners and the nominees and commend all of you on your dedication for this great cause. I hope more and more companies would follow suit to set the bar higher each year. As Ahsan Malik Saab said in his views that he was a little disappointed that only 9 participants were in the sustainability category. Maybe next year there would be more as we go along and we create awareness about sustainability. Globally, there is an ever-increasing focus on companies to operate in an environmentally and socially responsible manner and to have strong governance practices in place. From SECP's viewpoint, being both the corporate register and the securities market regulator, one of our core objectives is to create a business environment that enables good corporate governance practices. When we talk of corporate governance, it is incomplete without credible financial reporting, the key to ensuring transparency and accountability in business operations. Farooq Rahman Sahab talked about how the new sustainability board within a short period of 18 months have come up with the standards and they are operating. And I think Adnan Afridi touched on 3, or he said 3, but in my mind there are 4 complete, accurate, timely, verifiable disclosures. SECP, considering its vast mandate to beneficially regulate the corporate sector, capital market, insurance, and non-banking financial sector, has been actively striving to inculcate regulatory environment that considers the environment impact, encourages corporate social responsibility, and stimulate good governance practices. In respect of environment impact, one of the main pillars of UN Sustainable Development Goals 2030 agenda is an area where we, like most developing countries, are lagging behind, while at the same time are amongst the countries most vulnerable by climate change in the 21st century. So it is a catch-22 or a double whammy. You take your pick, whatever you are. We are the one who are at the forefront when it comes to the impact side of the climate change. On the social responsibility side, SECP introduced guidelines for corporate social responsibility in 2013. These guidelines, being voluntary in nature, are intended to serve as a base for companies to engage in responsible business conduct and adds value to the community. While as a nation, philanthropy is well entrenched into our society, but these are more skewed towards informal side rather than the formal sector, thereby curtailing their potential impact. However, companies must evaluate their CSR initiatives objectively and critically without bias and at arm's length to ensure that the initiatives are effective and aligned with the company's goals and support long-term shareholder value. On the governance side, while a lot of work has been done, there's a lot more that needs to be done. As has been proven through data, one of the main ingredients for achieving long-term value for shareholders or stakeholders is inclusivity. To address this area, not only has SECP mandated female representation on the company's board, we are also actively striving towards creating a conducive work environment for encouraging companies to implement gender diversity policies. Here I would like to highlight the point that as a regulator on this particular front, we are in our view, if not the leader, but among the top organizations, because we have about 23% female officers, there are roughly about 38% who are at the senior management level. And we are making a very conscious effort for introducing females, ratio percentage, particularly at the induction level, it is 50%. And looking at not just the female aspect of it or the gender aspect of it, we are also aware of lowering the average age also. So hopefully by mid next year, I think roughly 1/4 or 1/3 of our employees would be through the induction scheme below the age of 32 or something like that. So overall age we would be, that's what we are striving. I think a country which has a 74% population below the age of 34 has to be mindful of it in terms of policies and steps, how they are catering for the youth. And of course, keeping in view the gender diversity also. I'm glad to note that the major strides have been made, and currently more than 80% of the listed companies have at least one female director on board. Further, the corporate governance regime requires ownership of ESG policy at board level and disclosure of ESG-based initiative in their annual reports. Most recently, SECP has also issued guidelines for public sector and public listed companies in order to facilitate formulation of code of conduct of directors, senior managers, and employees. I'll strongly encourage both ICAP and ICMAP to conduct awareness sessions, particularly with respect to these guidelines, so that the companies are able to understand and develop their own code of conducts at each company level. And just as corporate governance landscape has evolved towards encouraging compliance rather than merely relying on regulatory actions, sustainability reporting has also gained global attention and momentum in recent times. I'm glad that today we celebrate companies that hold themselves accountable before their shareholder and investors by reporting companies' economic, environmental, and social impact, thereby leading to better risk management, cost saving, optimization, and decision-making facilitation. In this regard, professional institutions like ICAP, ICMAP have an increasingly important role to play. Hence, SECP will continue to support companies in strategizing their sustainability issue and impact of climate change on its business model, risk strategy, and reporting mechanism. As Farooq touched in his speech, the International Sustainability Standard Board has recently issued the Sustainability Standard S1 and S2 pertaining to general requirements for disclosure of sustainability-related financial information and climate-related disclosure, respectively. This is a major step towards consistent, comparable, and reliable sustainability information. IOSCO has endorsed the sustainability-related financial disclosure standard and expect that its members will consider ways in which they will adopt, apply, or otherwise be informed by the ISSB standards. Considering the development made by ISSB are the game changer for sustainability reporting globally, it is now important for all the relevant stakeholders in Pakistan, regulators, that is PSX, company and companies focus on the mode and extent of adopting these sustainability reporting standards. At our end, the SECP is keenly pursuing ever-evolving ESG arena globally to ensure that consistent and comparable information about the sustainability risks and opportunities is available to investors for informed decision-making. Keeping in view best practices as well as local consideration, SECP had issued an ESG position paper in 2022 to start the conversation around ESG-based consideration. Our advocacy sessions started in January 2023 in partnership with Multilateral and was positively received by all stakeholders of capital markets. Subsequently, capacity building efforts in May 2023 in partnership with ICAP for capital market participant as well as in-house capacity development of the regulator and the capital market institutions was another premier consolidated effort focused on evolving the sustainability reporting framework. What is encouraging to see that in a very short period of 1 year, this journey is more synergized, evolving into a cohesive ESG action plan being finalized with relevant stakeholders including PSX, ICAP, etc. to finalize the action plan. I'm glad to share that SECP has entered into into an arrangement with a multilateral for establishing an online dashboard called ESG Sustain. A point which Adnan touched on his speech was the awareness. I think this should help the bottom-up approach because awareness and the peer pressure, I think, has more strength or value compared to a regulatory push. We can only go to the extent of guidelines. I think it should be embracing the standards rather than approaching them from the compliance point of view. The dashboard will be the premier national level one-stop repository for all sustainability related laws, regulation, capacity building, reports and data covering all regulated sector. This shall also be facilitative for investors interested in ESG-centric reports, products and information. Considering our listed companies are relatively familiar with the governance pillar of ESG, SECP intends to roll out a voluntary, I'll repeat again, voluntary ESG guidelines by December this year that focus on other pillars of E and S reporting using relevant reporting metrics. I will reiterate that through collaboration and consolidation, our efforts, we can foster an environment of accountability and enable stakeholders to make informed decisions, support sustainable initiative actively and attract investments. I'll take this opportunity and highlight not stricto sensu linked with ESG, but to reporting, yes. I think going forward, SECP will have a very strong focus and would collaborate with the Audit Oversight Board. I think that's one institution which needs to be strengthened and needs to play its role much more effectively so that we benefit from that particular institution. Second is a project which we are working with ICAP. I think the discussion we were having during the break, I believe it is very close to Farooq's heart, and a number of people sitting here is the XBRL. I am pleased to inform that we have discussed it because we believe that implementation, it should not be on the agenda of only SECP. We need to partner with FBR and State Bank also. We have had a meeting with the Honorable Finance Minister. We have written formally to play, the MOF should play its role to bring other two stakeholders on board also. So it is a concerted effort rather than one regulator. But whether they come on board and when they come on board, we are going ahead with it. So we will be playing our part as the corporate regulator and the capital market regulator. The last bit is the company law revision, which is under process. I'll strongly recommend, even though we did had a window of putting in comments, I'll request, because there are a lot of members who are involved in the corporate sector, if they have any comments, please do write to us. So when we come up with a draft amendment bill, most of the comments are there and they should be addressed in the draft. To conclude, I would once again like to thank ICAP and ICMA for arranging these awards. On behalf of the SECP, I would like to assure all of you of our commitment to working with all stakeholders to build a sustainable and a resilient future for Pakistan. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Akif, for your time. Now I'd like Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, Chairman, BCR, to present a memento to the Chief Guest. Thank you, gentlemen. Now I'd like to ask Mr. Athar Salim, Chairman Joint Committee ICAP and ICMA to come on stage for a vote of thanks to the audience and all the participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this memorable evening, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude on behalf of the Joint Committee of CA Pakistan and ICM International to all the distinguished participants who have joined us in acknowledging and extending their well wishes to the award-winning companies of the BCSRA. Your presence here has truly enriched this special occasion. Our special thanks to guests of honor of today's program for gracing us with their presence. Your insights and wisdom have enriched our gathering, and we are truly honored by your participation. I want to acknowledge and appreciate the respected members of the Joint Evaluation Committee who have put in a lot of hard work in carefully reviewing the annual reports of the listed companies. Their commitment to maintaining high assessment standards has ensured that these awards are fair and transparent. Thank you for your outstanding efforts. सूर्या साहब किधर हैं? नहीं सुन रहे हैं तो सुन तो लें, आपका शुक्रिया अदा कर रहा हूँ. Dear award winners, while you have undoubtedly demonstrated excellence in corporate financial disclosure, I would like to draw your attention to an emerging development that will significantly influence your future reporting practices. On June 26, 2023, the International Sustainability Standards Board unveiled its inaugural standards, IFRS S1 and S2, और जिसके बारे में हम already भी यहाँ पे बात हो चुकी है. These standards represent a groundbreaking transformation in financial reporting, offering clear directives for the disclosure of sustainability report-related matters such as governance, strategy, risk management, and climate-related information. It's crucial to stay informed about these changes as they will play a vital role in shaping your reporting approach moving forward. The adoption of IFRS S1 and S2 will enable companies to enhance transparency and meet investor expectations by emphasizing sustainability in their future financial reports. This marks a pivotal moment in our journey towards responsible reporting and sustainability. We are confident that Pakistani companies, especially those participating in BCSRA, will embrace these standards, ensuring their readiness for the future. In this context, I am pleased to announce that the upcoming issue of Chartered Management Accountant, the official flagship journal of ICMA, will focus on global sustainability disclosure standards S1 and S2. I will take this opportunity to invite expert and corporate firms with expertise in these emerging compliance standards and experience in environmental, social, governance reporting to contribute their valuable insights and articles for this forthcoming issue. And I myself has attended trainings from Microsoft. उन्होंने इन स्टैंडर्ड्स के ऊपर अपना सॉफ्टवेयर भी लॉन्च कर दिया सस्टेनेबिलिटी मैनेजर के नाम से. तो दिस इज़ अ बिग थिंग जिसके अंदर अगर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट जैसी कंपनी आ रही है, सो मोर जॉब्स फॉर अकाउंटेंट्स. This journal will serve as a platform to share knowledge, best practices, and experiences in navigating an evolving landscape of sustainability disclosure. Your contributions will play a pivotal role in advancing our understanding and practicing in this vital area. In conclusion, let us remember that this event is not just a culmination but a beginning. It signifies the continuation of our journey towards greater transparency, sustainability, and accountability in the corporate world. As we depart today, let us carry with us the lessons and inspiration from this evening to shape a better future. Before concluding, I would like to place on record my appreciation for the dedicated organizers who have worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make this celebration a reality. We extend our warmest thanks for your hard work and dedication. I also convey my gratitude to our esteemed audience. Your presence here today has added to the vibrancy and energy of this gathering.
Your support for the participating companies and your commitment to responsible reporting culture are greatly appreciated. We look forward to seeing you next year as we continue this remarkable tradition. Thank you. And especially जो लोग दूसरे सिटी से ट्रैवल करके आए हैं उनका बहुत शुक्रिया.
Thank you, Mr. Atta. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the BCR committee for their commitment to the awards and for organizing today's wonderful event. I'll take their names with utmost respect. Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, no introduction. Aftab Kutubuddin Munshi, Ehsan Ghaffar Mehendi, Ataur Rahman Sheikh, Ghulam Mustafa Qazi, Hina Sadiq, Javed Mansha, Muniza Usman Butt, Muhammad Farid Alam, Muhammad Luqman, Shahid Ilyas, Sayyid Fahimul Hassan, Wasif Sajjad, Ahmad Ali, Kamran Ahmad Hashmi. I'd also like to thank the members of Joint Committee of ICAP and ICMA, Mr. Abdul Rahim Surya, Mr. Arsalan Khalid, Mr. Saifullah and Mr. Sayyid Fahimul Hassan. Thank you to all my partners in crime, Mr. Ahmad Saeed, past President ICAP, Ifra Sarwar, Ali and Shahid Ilyas for conducting this ceremony with me and for their efforts. Now we'd like to call on stage we'd like to have a group photograph, and I'd like all the top position winners, the overall top position winners on stage, the Sustainability Award winners, our chief guest, and the 3 guests of honor, President of ICAP and ICMA, Chairman Joint Committee, and Chairman BCR, Council members of both the institute. Would you please come on stage for the group photo? Yes, the dinner is served. Thank you.